Hi everyone, this video is an example of a bad habit that I have, and I don't think I'm alone in this. It's where we move our stops, and a lot of it has to do with getting into bad entries or chasing into a trade, and then as soon as you get in, things go against you. So, for example, my plan here, I was very frustrated. I did have a long bias a little bit before market happened. I did have a long bias. I actually went long, but I entered long maybe a few minutes before market opened, so it kept there was a lot of volatility, and I got a little bit nervous. And my trade didn't have any drawdown, but I just got a little bit nervous, so I went ahead and closed that trade just to be safe. And then it skyrocketed as soon as I closed it out. So I got really frustrated. So I told myself the next opportunity there's a dip, I would go ahead and go long. Well, this dip was just very minor, and my original plan was to go in at vwap, but you see it didn't even touch vwap. The purple line is vwap, so I just rushed into the trade with two contracts. And then as soon as it started going in my direction, I thought, okay, well, let me go ahead and add a contract. So I went ahead and I added a third contract to it. And then as you're going to see, as soon as I add that third contract, the trade goes against me. So you can see here, originally I wanted that third contract to be added in case it did go back to VWAP. But then I go ahead and I'm like really confident. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be able to get 23 points from this trade. I felt like it was going to get to that previous peak, and then it starts to go against me. But I have my stop loss here, 7 points on three contracts, and it's kind of a lot. But you got to risk something in order to make money. But after kind of going back, previously to this day, I was going back and forth between profitability and losing money. So it kind of happened both ways. So I did not want to take a loss here, so I kept moving my stop. And eventually I moved my stop so much, I just was like, okay, at some point I got to stop moving my stop and just accept the loss. So as you saw earlier, I almost got kicked out of the trade. It basically, like, I was like half a point away from being kicked out. And thankfully I was able to cut the loss for a break even. And now that we dropped a little bit, I still had a long bias, so I went ahead and went long again right at VWAP. I went ahead and went long, and then the trade went. I guess I'm gonna spoil it for you. Yes, the trade went against me. So I had my long, trying to get a few points, and things look good, but it starts to go against me. But this time, I learned my lesson from the previous trade, and I did not move the stop loss. I just went ahead and accepted whatever outcome happened. And the reason for that is, I might have been able to survive that loss earlier, where I was $1,000 underwater, and I diamond handed it, and I was able to survive. But you do that 4 times and you survive, the fifth time is going to blow your account, and you're not going to be able to trade the next day. So that's why it's just better. You're not going to have these catastrophic losses if you follow your plan, enter where you're supposed to enter. Like, for example, if I had entered at VWAP, like my original plan was to do, I probably could have scalped maybe 10 points on this trade, but instead I'm underwater and I'm like diamond handing, hoping that it goes in my favor. So being patient is important, accepting your stop placement is important, and even accepting your take profit placement. Your take profit has to be at a reasonable spot too. So that's the lesson for today. Don't move your stop. Just accept the outcome and don't move your stop, because you'll survive 1 time, 2 times, but you'll blow your account the third time you do it.